Hello everybody, this is a live demo of Neptune, the LaTeX author-proofing solution from STM Docs. Neptune is an author-proofing solution where a cleaned up and copy-edited LaTeX source along with the PDF is made available to the author through a web link. The web link is generally shared over an email. The author clicks on the link and Neptune opens up in the browser of their choice. The first page that opens up is this landing page that you see on screen. It has important information related to the article like associated journal, corresponding author, copyright statement, etc. This link provides most of the important information and help guide needed to familiarize the author with the system. Now let us start by clicking on Resume to open up the application. Now you can see that the application is loading and it loads within the web browser itself. Let's give it a few seconds so that the entire application loads completely. Now you can see the entire application has loaded and the application has been split into 4 quadrants. On the left you see the edit changes. On the bottom half you see most of the author queries or things which would help the author in moving out with editing the particular article. Over here you see the editor and on the right you see the entire PDF view. So this is like a general PDF reader that you would use on every system and so on. So it has almost all of the functionality that you would see with the reader. Now let's understand the other important features that is available within the tool. Now on the left you see something called as edit changes. So this is the tracking tool that we have. So any changes that the author makes into the particular document will get tracked by the tracking tool. Say for example, if I want to make some changes in the editor, like for example I add something called as a text over here called testing. Let me add that. So I've added some text over here and on the left you could see that an insertion has happened into the tracking tool. The tracking has happened, testing, this is a test, this particular entry has been added. So in case if I do not want to keep this particular entry, I can just undo it. So the tool gives you the option of undoing something. So you can keep undoing as many number of times as you want, or in case if you want to redo it also you can do it. Now undo and redo is available. Along with that, say for example, the author wants to decide whether the changes made by the copy editor are needed or not. So in those cases, the author can click on that particular entry, click for details, and then the author can accept or reject the changes as needed. In this case, I do not want these changes, so I am just rejecting the changes. So once changes are rejected or changes are accepted, if you want to see those things in the PDF, you can hit on compile. So once you hit on compile, the entire document is processed and you would see the output on screen. So the output is now loading and on the right half in the PDF viewer you will see the finished output. So this is the same output that would generally go to print. Now you can see on the tool the other important functionality that is available is the sync functionality. The editor as well as the PDF output is always synced. Say for example, I take my cursor to this particular entry within the editor, say line number 179. Immediately it identifies the same corresponding text within the PDF viewer and an orange icon is shown indicating the position in the PDF viewer. Similarly, if in case I am at, say for example, a specific page within the document and I want to identify the same thing within the editor, if I click on it, it immediately takes you to the specific position within the editor. The other important functionality of sync is that it also works within tables. Say for example, any particular element within the table, if I click on it, it immediately takes me to the specific reference in the editor. So this is an important functionality that you would find in Neptune. Now once the author makes all these changes The author can actually make changes as and when he needs. Generally what happens, the copy editor would want the author to make specific changes in the document so that the document can be sent for print. So all these things would be put as questions to the author in the form of queries to author. So only in case if the author completes and submits all of these queries, they would be able to submit the document. So in this case, I will just click on yes, and I'm going to reply to these things as saying this is okay. I'll hit save. Similarly, I can keep doing it for all of the other ones also. So in case if I've left some entry over here and not done it, then in those cases the tool would not allow me to completely submit the document. In that case, I'll have to complete all of the queries and only hit on submit. So it does that validation within itself. The next two important functionality that are available within the tool are the source comparison and PDF comparison. In source comparison, what happens is all the changes made by the author would only appear in this particular view in edit changes. So the author would easily be able to understand what are the changes made specifically by the author. So in case if, say for example, I'm going to add something here. So once I've added this word called testing, so you can see that change has reflected in edit changes. So what you see on the left half is the copy edited file. So this is the one that author received, which is read only, and any changes can be made directly in the author edited file, or the author makes all those changes directly in this editor itself. Now once all changes are done and finalized, the next option that you can use within the tool is the PDF comparison. Now in PDF comparison, what you see on the left is the copy edited PDF that was shared with the author initially, and what you see on the right is the author edited final PDF that has been generated after all changes have been made. The important functionality that you would see with this particular view is that both of these PDFs are synced. So in case of author moves one half of the PDF, the other half automatically syncs, and it gives you this feature of easy comparison whether things are correct or not. So this is quite helpful for the authors. The other important functionality that you would see within the tool is the version history. So in case if the author wants to make some changes to the document at some specific point in time, does some changes in the morning and then decides, let me continue working on this file in the afternoon or in the evening. At each point in time, the author can make various can actually make changes to the document and save a version of it within the version control system. So in this case, I've made some changes. I want to save the file here. I can click on save the active file to the version control system, hit yes, a version is created. So you can create as many number of versions as you want. And similarly, if I want to load a specific version, say I have saved a version in the morning, which is version 2, I want to load that version and again start working on it. In case if I want to do that, I can load that version. Similarly, I can move to any version, load it and start working on it. So that is the great advantage that you would see with the tool. In source comparison, the changes that have been made by the author will be specifically specified as to who has made the changes, who has made it. These things can be easily understood. With this, I think we have covered most of the important functionality that you have within the tool. So once the author is ready to submit, he can just hit on submit, the document is submitted, and once all queries have been answered, the submission process completes, and then the document comes back to the typesetter to make the final changes so that the document can be sent to print. I think with this, I'll conclude everything. So in case if there are any questions, you can shoot it through an email to us at info@stmdocs.in. Thank you.